I'm going to tell you a story, and I think this story is very important because there's a discourse on TikTok of us talking about adoptions, close adoptions, and if the parents should contact the children, if it's right or if it's wrong, baby. I'm adopted, okay? I am from a close adoption. It gets crazy. Now, it was one day that I ended up getting into a big fight. I got in trouble. I got suspended. They sent me home. My mama was like, baby, you going on punishment. And she was like, well, your punishment is you need to go into this room. My mom had a side room, which was supposed to be her office. She was like, you're going to go and you're going to organize the boxes in this room. I decided to go into the room because I want to listen to my mom because I ain't not trying to get in trouble, baby. I'm trying to get my TV because I like to watch TV, okay? And she took my TV. So I go and I organize the boxes, and me being nosy, I decided, hey, I want to go through the box and see what's in here, baby, because I'm nosy. It just so happened that one of the boxes that I looked through had my birth certificate in it. And if anybody knows, y'all know my mother's name is Asa. Both of our birth certificates were together. So I seen her birth certificate first, and I'm flipping through, and I found my birth certificate. I pulled it. I was like, oh, hey girl, how you doing? I ain't seen you in so long. Mind you, I've never actually seen my birth certificate, so there's that. As I'm looking at my birth certificate, I see that there's no name on here that says Asa. It actually says Frankie. So I'm like, is my mom's name Frankie? Is she lying to me about her name? But I'm like, that can't be right because her birth certificate is right here. So either my mom got her name changed or she's lying to me about being my mother. Also, on my birth certificate, which I forgot to say, I am a junior. So it said my father's name was my name. So I was like, okay, like that's not helpful. Okay, so every Friday, my mother loved to watch VH1. Specifically, she loved to watch I Love New York. She loved to watch Making the Band. And she loved to watch the BET Network as well. And there were a lot of shows on there that I loved as well. Now, sometimes my mom would let me watch these shows with her. But this specific Friday, when I got home, she told me to go upstairs. She took my TV and she told me to go to sleep. And that she will see me in the morning. My food is in the microwave. Grab it, eat, and go to bed. Baby, I'm looking around like, God, what did I do now? So I go to bed because I don't have no questions to ask because that's my mama. And I wake up the next day and everything is fine. The weekend goes by normally. Everything is good. I'm chilling. Monday comes around. The house that I lived in, I would walk to school because it was right down the street. And my mom would not want to take me to school because I would wake up late all the time. That was my fault. Now this day I woke up extra late and I was extra late to school, right? Well, I had this friend. Her name is Alexis and it is very important to this story. Alexis's mom would let her watch any kind of TV she wanted to. Because I was late to school, I had to go through the front office. As I'm walking into the front office, the principal is in the front, and he's like, oh, you gotta come here. And I'm like, what the f*** I come here for? What did I do now? Like, did he catch on to one of my fights and I ain't tell him about? Oh, well, I guess I'll be suspended again. So we walked to his office, and mind you, I really don't like this principal because he's just offsetting. Like, we need to have a conversation because you're going to be causing the school disruptance and I don't need any problems here. And I'm like, okay, I haven't done anything. And he was like, yes, you did. And it's not on your part, but we need to figure out some things before you go onto the campus. And I'm like, okay, well, if I didn't do anything, what's the problem? He's like, okay, hold on. Number one, he was like, you're famous. And I'm like, I'm what? Mind you, I'm like, what are you talking about? Me and him don't get along, so I'm thinking he's just playing. And I'm like, we not even cool like that for you to be playing with me. What do you mean I'm famous? And he was like, you're famous. The whole school is talking about you. And the fact that your mom didn't tell us anything, we're going to have to get some background information before we let you get back on campus. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Mind you, I don't like this man. So I'm starting to get irritated because I don't know what you're talking about. And I feel like you're playing with me and I don't like to get played with. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're going through right now. But at the end of the day, we don't really like each other. And I don't like games. And he's like, well, it's going to be a situation because a lot of kids are talking about it. And I've already called your mother and she's on her way down here. And I'm like, what did I do? Like, you're not in trouble. But again, your family is famous. All of these kids are saying that your sister is famous. And it's going to be a problem because it's going to cause a disruption for the school. And I'm like, what the f*** are you talking about? My sister is famous. I asked the principal, since you know so much about my family, who is my famous sister? Like, you can't use that language in this office. Your mother specifically told me not to say anything to you. He's like, okay, just go to class. Don't make any pit stops. And if you need anything, you can come back to this office. I said, I'm not going to need anything. I'm going to class. Goodbye. I'm walking to class. I step in the classroom and I see my friend Alexis and she looks at me. Mind you, we sit in the back of the classroom anyway. So it's not like it was hard for her not to recognize me. And I walk in and she's like, oh my God, it's Keyshia Cole's brother. And I just stand there and I'm looking around like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Oh my God, Frank, come here, sit down. Oh my God, you gotta tell me everything. I'm like, what the f? And then the teacher's like, what are you talking about? She was like, I need you to calm down, Alexis. Take your seat. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take my seat. So I sit down and Alexis is like, hey, we gonna cause a little scene or whatever. We gonna say we gotta go to the bathroom and then we gonna talk about it. I'm still gagged. Cause I'm like, wait a minute, did you say Keyshia Cole? Now, I was gagged because she said Keyshia Cole was my sister. And I was still kind of stuck because I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, no, Keyshia Cole is your sister. They said your name on TV Friday night. And you know I watch all of the shows. Before me and Alexis could come up with the scheme to get out of the classroom, right? Here come my mama. I get pulled out of class. I go to the office and my mom's there. We leave. She says nothing to me. Now I get in my mom's car. On the drive home, I'm talking about you could hear a pin drop. I get home and still nothing from my mother. She's not speaking to me, not saying anything. And I'm like, I'm not saying anything because I don't even know what's going on. And why are people saying that Keyshia Cole is my sister? Now this next part gets me very emotional. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not going to shed tears. I'm gonna be able to say this because it changed my life. My mother, she sat on the edge of my bed as I was sitting in my chair and she said, I am your mother. I may not have birthed you, but I am your mother. I chose you. At one point in your life, you're going to be able to make the choice if you want to see your actual biological mother. I know you're young, and I know you have your life ahead of you. But these people, your mother and the family that you are biologically connected to, they have issues, they have problems, and there's a lot of things that you won't understand. I remember that word for word because I didn't understand. I didn't know. I didn't even get what the situation and what, like, I didn't understand how big the situation was. Sat there and I didn't say anything because, again, I'm only 12 years old. I'm not even a teenager. I didn't understand what was going on, right? And she said, are you okay? Like, do you have anything to say? Like, do you hate me for not telling you that I'm your mother? I said, no, you're my mom. Like, I don't know anyone else. I love you. You raised me. Like, I don't know anything else. She asked me again, and I don't want to get emotional. She said, are you sure you don't hate me? Again, I don't grasp the actual severity of the situation. I'm just like, I would never hate you. I love you. I love you. She said, okay, I want to tell you so that you hear it from my mouth that your sister is Keyshia Cole and your mother is Frankie. Now, this was around Christmas time. This was right before Christmas break. Everyone knew that my favorite singer is Brandy. And my second favorite singer was Keyshia Cole. And my third favorite singer was Beyonce. And the reason why I loved Keyshia Cole more than Beyonce is because she was from Oakland, California. Guess who else is from Oakland, California? I'll wait. I wanted her album. And they were promoting the album on the Keyshia Cole show because she had the Keyshia Cole The Way It Is show, right? I wanted her album so fucking bad. And my mother kept telling me that I'm not getting any CDs for Christmas, right? And I'm like, why won't I get a CD for Christmas? Like, I'm not asking for a expensive PlayStation. I'm not asking for all this other expensive shit that people want. I just want the Keyshia Cole CD. And she kept telling me, you're not getting any CDs for Christmas. Now, in that moment, it all made sense to me why I couldn't get the Keyshia Cole CD and why I couldn't get any CDs for Christmas, because she knew that that was my sister and she did not want me to be more connected than I already was, because I loved Keyshia Cole down. After she said, Keyshia Cole is your sister, I was like, okay, well, you're my mother and I can't change that. And yeah, like, there's only one sister that I know of. There's only one sister that I have, and her name is Brina. I can't speak for anything else. Mind you, I'm sheltered. I'm a sheltered kid. I never used to be able to go outside. I never went to parties. I never went to sleepovers. I never did any of that. The only thing that I had to the outside world was going to school and going to my sister's house. So I don't know anything else. I don't know anything other than my mother, Asa. Said if you need anything else or you have any other questions, come to me and feel free to ask me. But other than that, like, I'm just glad that it feels like a weight off of my shoulders. Like, I've been hiding from you since birth. And I said, no, it's okay. I love you. We moved on. I had to take a couple days off from school because all of the kids were like mesmerized, thinking that, like, you know, I knew who Keyshia Cole was. Mind you, I never met none of these people a day in my life. I didn't know I had more brothers and sisters. I didn't know that I had a whole nother family out there until that moment. This next couple of parts I'm going to speed through because there's so much time between my middle school life and my high school life. Now, once everybody figured out my sister was Keyshia Cole, they tried to treat me like a celebrity at school. I'm glad it died off within the year. Once I started high school, I met a friend named Vania. Me and Vania, baby, that's my this day. Now, me and Vania have been mutuals on MySpace, mutuals on Facebook. We seen each other, okay? We seen each other, see each other. We didn't become really good friends until my freshman year of high school. Now, at the time, I was having a deep conversation with her, and I felt like if she's sharing her life, I'm gonna share my life. And I told her, like, hey, you know, I'm adopted. It's a closed adoption, and my family is out there somewhere, you know, and my sister just happened to be Keyshia Cole. She looked at me and was like, your sister is Keyshia Cole. I'm like, yeah, girl, my sister is Keyshia Cole. I mean, I don't know her, but like, that's my sister. It's like, grab my hand, we're going to the library, and we're going to find your family. Now, I'm like, I don't really want to do that because I'm happy and I don't know what that looks like. She's like, this is why you're so misunderstood, not only in just high school, not only in just your private life, not only with your family, but in general, because there are a group of people out there that look like you, sound like you, talk like you, and are exactly like you, and you are connected to them. They just don't know you exist. Now, the preference, I'm in high school. At the time of me finding out Keyshia Cole and Frankie was my mother, this was about 3.5 to 4 years ago. We get to the library, we log on, she's typing in, she gets on MySpace and she's like, look, I want you to find your family and I want you to be able to have a conversation with Frankie because that's your mom and you are deserved that. Mind you, I'm like, I don't really know, girl, but I support you because I support you, bitch. We gonna do this together. I was confused because, again, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna trust my friend. I love her down to this day. And I'm like, you know what? Absolutely. So she gets on MySpace. Mind you, I don't really know my brothers and sisters. She knew because she watched the show. She was like, listen, you got a sister named Elite, you got a sister named Nefi, and you got a sister named Tifa. We gonna message all of them. So she gets on MySpace and she messages every single last sibling I have. We wait. A day goes by. We don't hear anything. The next day, we go to the library. She gets on MySpace and she's like, friend, you got a message. Oh my God, we got a message. They said to call him, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, who is it? She's like, it's Elite. It's your sister. At this point, I'm sweating bullets because I'm like, oh my God, like I have a sister out there that I never knew about that I can contact and talk to now. So they exchange information. Vania gives Elite her number. Elite gives Vania her number. They exchange. As soon as we leave the library, my friend, it's an old phone. She got a pink flip phone. She calls Elite. Second ring, she's like, hello. And my friend, my sister Vania, she's like, hey, I have your brother. He's in Fairfield, California. He is right here. Do you want to talk to him? She's like, yeah. Mind you, she put it on speakerphone. I'm like, hello? She's like, hello? I'm like, is this my sister? She was like, is this my brother? Immediate tears. Immediate tears. Like, where are you? Oh my God, I've been looking for you. We've been looking for you. The family's been looking for you. I'm like, well, I didn't know that anybody was looking for me because I really didn't know y'all existed up until today because I knew I had a sister named Keyshia, but I didn't know I had brothers and sisters. Like, that's crazy. Like, I'm going to give your information to Nefi because Nefi has been trying to find you and wanting to reach out to you. This is such a big thing. We're going to, like, cross paths and connect because where are you? I'm in Vallejo. And I'm like, well, I'm in Fairfield. She's like, oh my God, that's so close. Vallejo and Fairfield. It's like right across. We're right there. And I'm like, oh my God. She's like, I'm going to come get you. I was like, wait a minute. I don't think you could do that. Let me talk to my mama first. I don't even think this is a thing. Like, hold on. So the phone call ends and I'm like, friend, I don't know because I got to talk to my mom. She's like, you got to talk to your mom. When I got home, I told my mother I wanted to have a conversation with her. Now, this conversation changed me and my mother's relationship up until she passed away, to the point to where I had to forgive myself I had to forgive myself, and then I had to forgive my actions. I had to forgive other people's actions, but I also had to accept the situation for what it was and that my mother knew best. So I talked to my mom that night. I sat her down and I said, hey, I want to tell you that I talked to someone in my biological family. Now she eyes wide open. What? What did you do? And I'm like, all right, before you get mad at me, I'm telling you, I talked to someone in my biological family. It was actually my sister that I didn't even know existed. Her name is Elite, and she's like, I don't want to hear nothing else. Shut up. I'm like, God, what I do, lady, what I do? She said, I don't want you contacting anyone without my permission. I am your legal guardian. I am your mother. These people cannot contact you without my permission because you are my son and you are not to be in contact with your mother. I started getting confused because I'm like, well, what do you mean I can't contact them if they're my siblings? Like, what's the problem? And she said, there's no conversation. If they don't talk to me, they do not talk to you. That's the end of the conversation. I don't want to talk about it no more. Don't bring it up. Don't say nothing to me. Don't talk to me about it. If they don't talk to me, and really, I don't want them talking to me. So if they don't talk to me, they don't talk to you, or I will call the police. Tried to communicate. I tried to talk to her like, hey, girl, okay, all right, but I want to, and this is how it went. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk about it. Go to your room. Now, my mother was right. At the end of the day, she was my legal guardian. But my feelings were hurt because I felt like she didn't hear me. And I felt like in that moment, it made me want to reach out to them even more because you're telling me that I have someone that looks like me, sounds like me, and acts like me, and I cannot talk to them. I have family. And for the longest, I've been feeling like I was disconnected from everyone because they say I'm not like them. They always say I'm a light bright. They always say I'm something else. I'm different. I'm sugary. I'm sweet. I'm loud. You know, I'm what is it? Too much. But now I have a family that acts just like me. Why wouldn't I want to be a part of their life? That moment, I wish that I would have made the decision to just listen to my mother and not try to chase a family that I knew nothing about. And it's no shade to anyone. I chased something as a kid that I was not prepared for. That situation caused me to dislike my mother so much, I ran away from home. And I want you to listen to me clearly. I ran away because I felt like I was no longer a part of my mother because she told me the people that I'm bloodline to connect to, she didn't want to talk to, and that I couldn't talk to them. Well, if I had to make a choice, I'm going to choose blood over everything, right? That's what my mindset was. Again, I'm 13 years old. Arguments between me and my mom happened. More fights at school happened. I felt like I could not communicate with anybody. I felt like the only people that would get me would be the people that acted and looked like me. And the more I did my research on my family, the more I seen their voice or heard their voices, seen their faces. They look like me. They sound like me. They act like me. I'm crazy too. They crazy too. I like to talk. They like to talk. They loud. I'm loud. It felt like I was missing a part of me. One day, me and my friend Vania, I told her, I want to leave. I don't want to be in my mother's house anymore. I want to leave. I'm tired of it. I don't feel like she accepts me being gay, which my mother didn't. That's a whole nother story for another day. And I also feel like she doesn't accept me for where I come from. And if you can't accept me where I come from, you can't accept me right now, I have to go. My friend was like, don't leave the house. That is your mother. That is your mother. You don't leave that house. I said, I have to go right now. She's like, I love you. Come stay with me. We'll come get your stuff and we will leave. We packed 8 garbage bags full of my clothes and we walked them down to the bus stop. My mother chased us to the bus stop because she seen me and she yelled for me out of the passenger window. Get in the house, get in the car, I need you, get in here, you're my son. I said, I'm leaving. And we got on the bus and the bus drove off the opposite way from where my mother seen me. It was one of the most heartbreaking days. Oh, by the way, it was raining to the point to where I couldn't even breathe. I was crying. It was raining. It was raining on my friend. He running away from home with the worst idea that I could ever come up with. And it was the worst decision of my life. life. Not only did I run away from home for a family that I didn't even know, I ran away from home because I felt like my mother didn't accept me for being gay. Crazy, right? Again, that's another story for another day. But at the same time, I left because I felt like I wasn't a part of her when she raised me her whole entire life. I was wrong. I don't even know to this day how much stress I caused my mom because I was gone for about 3 to 4 months. I was still going to school. I was living with my friend, but not even only just that, I was trying to get in contact with my family. Now at this point, I'm still living with my best friend, Vania, and I love her down because again, she took me into her home. Even her mom took me into her home and they did not have to. I could have just gone home like I have, okay? But again, I was chasing a family that I knew nothing of, and I felt like there was a piece of me that was missing, and in order for me to get that piece, I had to go find them and I had to go be with them. Communication between me and Elite have been sparse. We really didn't talk. Like, it wasn't any kind of like close of a relationship with the next couple of months that were going on. But I ended up getting in contact with Neffy. Now, my sister Neffy, at this point in time, I don't know where she lived, but I accidentally gave her my mother's house phone number. My mother went the off. She called my friend Vania and was like, tell my son I said, don't have them people calling my phone asking me about anything. And when he's ready to come home, he can come home. But he can't come home if he got them people in his life knowing that they ain't no good for him. Now, mind you, I'm confused because I'm like, why are they no good for me? Like, what are you talking about? Like, they're just normal human beings. Like, I'm confused. Again, I don't know anything. I don't know anything other than what the internet knows, okay? So whatever y'all knew about my family is the same thing I knew about my family. Now, that same month, it's summer, so now we're into June. I get in contact with my Aunt BB, who lived in Stockton. I stayed with my Aunt BB for the summer vacation, and then I ended up coming back to my mother's house after that. Now, if y'all don't know who my Aunt BB is, she is Frankie's sister, all right? So that would make her Keyshia Cole's aunt, which is my aunt, which is all of my brothers and sisters' aunts, right? So she has met, housed, and dealt with them on her own terms. The house that she lived in Stockton, Keyshia Cole actually filmed the show in. After the show, she ended up giving it to my aunt, who lived in Stockton, which is my Aunt BB. At the time when I was living with my Aunt BB for those 35 days, I was 14 years old. I wasn't an adult. There was nothing that I could do to really do anything other than be me. Nonetheless, I was at my Aunt BB's house for 30 days. I tried to reach out to all of my brothers and sisters, and no one had anything to say. It was a very weird time because I felt more connected to my aunt. In that moment, it felt like me and her had a moment to actually get to know each other and really be around each other. And she called, texted them every single day. And granted, people have lives. I completely understand back then. People have lives. People got kids. People got bills. People got jobs. But the way it was painted for me as a 14-year-old boy, as a kid who wanted to be with their family, it made it seem like it was a big achievement for them all to be together. And not one of my brothers and sisters came and seen me. Not one in the 30 days. And a lot of them lived in the Bay Area. Not one of them came to see me. Now, I knew Keyshia wasn't coming. I don't know if where Neffy lived at the time. My other brother, Sam, we met up later down the line, and I love him to death, but that's another story for another day. Robert, I didn't know where he was at. Elite, I knew that she was in Vallejo at the time, and I knew Latifah was in, I think, Fairfield at the time. I don't remember. I really don't remember. It's such a time ago. As a young boy, that broke my heart because as I was leaving my aunt's house, she was sad because she was like, they didn't come see you. It's okay. Next time. It'll happen next time. It'll happen next time, and we'll get the family together next time, right? But in my head, I'm like, I was here for a month, you know? And everybody made it seem like, you know, when I first got here, they were, oh, that's another thing. Let me back up. When I first got there, she called everybody. And I talked on the phone with everyone except for Keyshia. Understandably so. Picture was painted to me that they wanted to come see me or I would be able to hang out with my siblings at least one day. I didn't get to do that, you know? So it kind of like painted this picture of just like, damn, this is like, are they really my family? Like, am I at some strange lady's house? Like, is this really my family? I leave, I go back home. All right. My best friend, she dropped me off at home with all of my things. My sister is there. My sister that I today, that y'all see me in videos every single that was at my Halloween party. When I tell you, she was so happy to see me, and my mom cried and she cried and they were so happy to see me. And I was like, it broke me because I felt so bad that I had been gone for 5 to 6 months at this point, and they have been worried to the point to where they were like, we were going to call the police, but we knew where you were. At this point, I was so hard because I was able to mask my emotions in a way that I didn't have to deal with the pain and the letdowns and the different heartbreaks and not being understood. I didn't even cry. I just gave him a hug. I was like, oh, it was nice to see you. I laughed a little bit. And then our days just went by like nothing happened. 2 years goes by. I'm 16. I get a call from my aunt. Mind you, I don't have a phone at this point. She calls my best friend, who calls me on my mom's house phone. She's like, wait, I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to see you. I'm coming to see you. And I'm like, okay, see me, girl. I love you. She comes and gets me. And she's like, your aunt called me and she said, you're going to be able to meet your mother tonight. She's going to be in Oakland, California because Keyshia has a show and they're all going. I was hurt from the last time of me not being able to see my siblings. So I was like, you know what? Let's go. Now, originally, I was going to pay for my own ticket to her show, but my aunt said, no, save your money. That's your sister. We're getting in. Now, my friend drove me from Fairfield to Oakland, right? I had never been back to Oakland at this point. I had never been back since I was 9 years old. My friend had things to do that night, so she said, listen, I'm going back home. If you need me, you call me. I said, don't worry about it. I'll be able to make my way home. I also believe at that night, I also had to work. So that was a whole nother story in itself. So I'm outside of the theater in Oakland and I'm waiting for my aunt to come. Mind you, I thought my aunt was coming by herself. Aunt pulls up with her husband, my cousin, herself, and someone else. I can't remember, but it was 4 people. Mind you, I'm like, okay, I don't know how we're gonna get tickets because it wasn't explained to me how we were gonna get tickets. All I knew is she said, we're getting in for free and we don't gotta worry about it. Walk up to the front of the theater and the man in the booth asked for our tickets. And my aunt says, we don't have tickets. This is Keyshia Cole's brother. What? He's like, okay, where's your tickets? And she's like, no. Keyshia said, we're getting in because this is her brother and she hasn't seen him and we have to get into the show so they can meet each other. What? Girl, I was like not prepared for that. Like I was not prepared. Like what are we talking about? Like how are you just going to throw the fact that I'm someone's sibling and we're all 5 of us are gonna get in for free because that's my sibling? What? And what? So he's like, that's not how that works and we weren't notified that you or anyone else was coming and we're supposed to let you in. And I was like, it's okay. How much are the tickets? I'll pay. She's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not gonna pay. Girl, they are not letting us into the party. We're not getting in. We are not getting in. And she's like, no, we're getting in because you're her brother and you're going to get in. Now I'm stressed. I don't even want to go no more. Take me home. Take me home. I start crying because I'm frustrated. And mind you, I'm 16. I don't know how to deal with this. This is the hardest situation I've ever dealt with because either you pay or you don't stay. That's it. 45 minutes goes by and my aunt is trying to make calls and talk to people. I don't know who she was on the phone with. And the guy was like, you know what? Just come on in. I'm not even worried about it. Just come on in. And I was like, thank you. When we leave, I will pay for our tickets because she won't let me do it in her face. But we get into the show an hour late. She's halfway through her set. All right. Wonderful, beautiful, lovely show. She was singing. It was the first time I got to see someone that I love perform. Mind you, this is separate from my sister. I love Keyshia Cole, the artist. Okay, at this point in my life, I am a Keyshia Cole fan. I know every song from every album. This is where it started to get a little crazy, right? So she did meet and greets with people who paid for the meet and greet tickets. I'm thinking we're gonna go to the show and we're going to leave. My aunt's like, no, we're gonna stay and you're gonna see your sister and you're gonna hug her and we're gonna take pictures. I'm like, I don't know about that, sister. It was hard enough to get in this. Want to do a meet and greet? These people pay their good top dollars, girl. I don't know. So we wait until the line goes down, right? Cool, lovely, no one's there. She's with a group of people like her team. I don't know none of them people. And they're like, okay, well, you guys waited. We already told her that you're her brother and you haven't met her. So we're gonna take like your picture and stuff together, right? So I'm like, okay. Mind you, I was looking at her the whole time and it was cute, it was fun. But first my aunt goes, she takes her picture, come back, she's like, come on, it's your turn. Go, go, go. So I go to the front. Mind you, before I walk up, I need you to know the outfit I had on. I had my work shirt on with an orange jacket over it, blue jeans, and some orange top Nikes, and a got blue and orange Charizard beanie on. We're gonna get into that. Oh, and I had a jacket on top of that, a brown leather jacket. What? I looked fool, looked a mess, but again, it was a crazy day. We're not gonna judge me. So I walk up and I see her, and she sees me, right? And she's like, "Oh, that's how you looking? Girl, what? I don't even want to be here no more." Because first of all, like, what? Girl, I know you're not judging me for how I'm a... Girl, you're lucky I came in the first place. My immediate response, because I'm very witty, I say, yup. Do you want a picture or not? She's like, "Oh, yep, you're my brother. Yep, and absolutely." Mind you, it was a girl next to her and a couple of dudes on the left-hand side of her. And on the right-hand side of her was a couple of dudes as well. And they all start laughing. And I'm like, what's funny? And everybody got silent because I want to know what's funny. And it reminded me that, number one, I don't know none of these people. Number two, they see that I'm gay and they see that I'm feminine and they see that they don't like that. And they think that it's funny to laugh at me because they think I can't take a joke. Baby, oh, I can take a joke, but I like to crack people too. So let's get it cracking. So me being the funny mother, so after we took, I think, like 3 pictures, she was like, "I'm happy to see you. Oh my God." And I was like, "I'm happy to see you too. Like, oh my God, like my sister, you're my actual sister. I finally got to meet one of my siblings. Like, I got to meet my siblings." It's like, "Oh my God, are you going to your grandmother's house tonight?" And I'm like, "My grandmother's house? Girl, I didn't even know she was still alive. I didn't know I had a grandmother." Like, well, duh. I mean, somebody got to come from somewhere. Like, where does she live? He said, "She's in Oakland. I want to talk. I want to have a conversation. Go to your grandmother's house. It's in Oakland, and I'm gonna come there later tonight, and me and you can connect." And I'm like, okay. Like, wow. You're being a sister. Wow, I have another older sister. Wow, I have a sister. Like, I was so happy to have another sibling, and wow. And it wasn't like a starstruck, like, "Oh my God, Keyshia Cole." It was like, I was so happy to have someone who seen me and they kind of understood, like, I know why you act like that. It's in our genes. Like, because I got tired of feeling like I didn't fit nowhere. I can't be loud. I can't be sarcastic. I can't be me. And it's like I had to tone everything down in order to fit in. Or I had to tone everything down to be understood as a person. I didn't have to do that because, baby, I'm like you, you like me, we like each other. So me and my aunt and my cousin and I think it was another friend that she had and her husband, we go to my grandmother's house. Mind you, and I want to be very clear, I'd never seen this house before. I ain't never been here before. I ain't know what to expect. Girl, we get to the ghetto. And let me tell you something. Wait a minute. Before you say anything, I did not grow up in the ghetto, okay? I don't know what that looks like, okay? I grew up in West Oakland in a nice house. My mother protected me. I was sheltered, okay? I'm a hood baby at heart, though. But I also tip my hat off. That's why I tell people, listen, it's okay to be educated. It's okay to be from the suburbs, girl. You better claim that. So we get to her house in Oakland. And if you know anything, once you start getting to the 50s, the 60s, oh, you know what it's like in Oakland. We pull up and we get out of the car, all right? Now, my grandmother has a big red fence that covers her house up, okay? Cool. There's this little short lady, as we getting out the car, boom, she kicked the little fence open. Mind you, I'm looking around like, y'all ain't see that? You ain't see that? And it's pitch black darkness. I think it's about like 11:30, 12 o'clock at this point. This lady with a little scratchy voice on, "Man, who to my mama house? Who pulling up to my mama house? Is that BB pulling up to my mama house?" Aunt BB was like, "There go your mama, there's your mother, your mama is here." I'm like, my mama? Mind you, anytime anybody mentioned Frankie, they did not know where the was. Everybody kept telling me, "I don't know where Frankie is. I don't know where Frankie is. We don't know where Frankie is. Frankie could be anywhere. We don't know where she's at, but we know she's alive." How the she's alive if you don't know where? Now, that's confusing to me, but I digress. She's walking closer to the car, and my Aunt BB gets out. Mind you, she's still sitting in the car saying that that's your mama. I'm standing outside the car. She points, and she's like, "Frankie, this your son. This your baby. Come hug your baby." She looking dead at me at this point, and she's like, "I ain't got no dick in a booty ass son." And I'm like, who the lady talking to? Now, my natural instinct was just to ignore this. I don't like to disrespect adults, but at the end of the day, you got me. Said, you got a dick in the booty ass son, just like I got a crackhead for a mama. I don't know who the talking to. Everybody's like, oh, no, don't do that. No. Mind you, this is our first interaction. I'm talking about, this is the first time that I've ever heard, seen, smelled, or been around this woman. And you're going to be homophobic? I don't know about that, baby. If you're gonna throw on, make sure you can take it. Everybody tried to step between us. She laughing like it's funny. She's talking about, that's my son. Talking about, you gotta be a little witty to get it. That's how I know you my son. I'm hot, I'm aggravated, I'm irritated. I'm like, I'm ready to go. I'm at this point, I'm leaving. My aunt grabbed my shoulder and she was like, that's your mama. Go hug her. I don't care what she say. Go hug your mama. You want me to hug the lady that just told me that I'm not booty? Okay, all right. For you, for the pastor, for God, for the Bible studies I went to, for the word, I'ma do it. I'ma do it. I get close, I hug her, and she start crying. Oh, my son, I love you. Mind you, at this point, I'm like, should I body slam you? It's really not funny, but in that moment, I did not feel the tears. I didn't feel the emotions because I had never in my life been approached like that by someone I didn't even know existed in this area. She was like, I just love you. You look just like Neffy. I don't understand why we haven't been together. I'm like, girl, I'm 16. I could understand why we're not together. I got took from you. Said, forgive me, please forgive me. I hope you don't hold any grudges. And when she said that, actually, I gotta get it off my chest. I said, I don't hold any grudges, but you are not my mother. That is a position that is earned and it's kept by my actual mother, who I left to chase this family. Like, nah, don't disrespect me, son. Don't do that. But no, I have to give her props where props is due. If it was not for her, we would not be having this conversation. We wouldn't be speaking. And my grandmother comes outside while we're trying to have this conversation. And she like, you about my daughter getting this mother. She look at me, I'm like, hi grandmother. She's like, I ain't your grandma. I'm Yaya. So I said, okay, Yaya, I am so sorry. She was like, don't apologize. Come correct next time, mother. I will never forget that. I'm telling. Oh my God, this story is so hard to tell because it pisses me off and it makes me very, very sad because of what it's like today. And I sit down and I'm like, I love you. I love the way that you are. You are me. She said, no, you are me. And remember that. I said, okay, girl. I'm gonna remember that. She said, now where your phone sister? Oh, which one you talking about? Oh my God. I'm like, I just seen her at the show. She's like, yeah, is she coming over? Where's she at? I said, I don't know. I actually don't know. If you really want to. And then my aunt gets a call and she's like, it's Keyshia. I'm like, oh, there she goes. She over there on the phone. Don't hit me. She right over there. Let me pass you. Let me pass you, girl. My grandmother snatches the phone and she's talking to Keyshia. I'm like, thank God, because she was in my face. I go to her fridge because I'm like, oh my God. Oh, I asked her if I could have a water. She said, absolutely. So I go to her fridge because she has a little mini water bottle. I go to the fridge. I give me a little mini water bottle. I'm like, well, this is cute. I'm going to have, a little bit of water. And my aunt was like, put that back. And I'm like, girl, why would I put that back? I'm thirsty. I want some water. She said, that's not water. That's vodka. I said, no, it's not. It's a little mini water bottle. Why would it be vodka? She was like, that's what she does. She screws it out. She pours the water out and she pours the vodka in a little water bottle. She probably gonna kill me for saying this and somebody probably gonna tell her, but that don't matter. This is my experience. And so I had to put the water bottle back because it was vodka and I couldn't drink that, but that's neither here nor there. I take a seat in the kitchen. I'm like, let me not touch nothing because she got some expensive stuff and I don't want to break nothing. So she's talking on the phone. My Yaya is talking on the phone with Keyshia. My aunt is standing right there so she can, try to listen through the phone and see what's going on. Me and my cousin are talking and my mama had went outside, right? Frankie exited stage left. She come back inside and she brings my sister, who I didn't know was my sister that I met before. Tifa looking at me, I'm looking at Tifa and I'm like, what you doing here? Mind you, we don't like each other. Now, to give you a little bit of backstory, my friend Vania was dating this man. We're not going to say his name because he's a weirdo. She was dating a man. He was cheating on her, and he was cheating on her with my sister. We ended up going to the mall one day, found out he was cheating. The girl was at the house. We went to the house. She wasn't at the house. We knew it was a girl there. We came back to the mall, met up with him. The girl ended up passing by. Whatever the story may be, they get to rumbling. They fight. My friend beat her up. She beat my sister up. We ain't gonna talk about that, but we saying it. And then I'm seeing this same girl staring at me in my face at my yaya house, and they telling me that this is my older sister. So I'm looking at her like, she looking at me, and she like, what the f going on here? We both bust out laughing. I'm like, not you, my sister. She like, yeah, brother, yeah, where your friend at? Where your friend at? Cause she did me dirty. I'm like, take me home. Because why would you be my sister out of all people? Like, how do I even explain that? And this dude with dreads walks in, and he's like, oh, is that you, my brother? And I'm like, who are you? He's like, I'm Robert. I'm your brother. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you. How many of us is there? He like, it's 7 of us and you the baby that we was looking for. I said, I'm the baby? Wait a minute. It's 7 of us. God damn. My mama started crying. She like, oh, all my babies are in the house together. And I started getting overstimulated because I'm like, first of all, I'm dealing with my grandmama who cussed me out. I'm dealing with my mama who cussed me out. My auntie over here saying Bible verses. Everybody damn drinking except for me because I'm 16 and we don't do underage drinking. My cousin over here crying because she's like, oh my God, all my family is together. Tifa talking about where your friend at because I want to touch her fat even though she got beat up. And my brother is like, I love gay. What? Overstimulated. I want to go the home. We're all taking pictures. Everything is good. In walks Keyshia. Keyshia walks in. Everybody going crazy. I'm the only one who just like, okay, like, she ain't all that. Like, that's my, she ain't all of that. Like, she ain't all of that though. Like, it never gave in her face though. Like, it's giving fan. I mean, she like, yeah. She like, hey. You know, for the first time in my whole entire life of living, I felt seen. And it's gonna get me emotional because for 16 years, for as long as I was on the earth, I felt like I had to hide who I was. And to be honest, I wasn't even the loudest in the room. My character wasn't the loudest in the room. My voice wasn't the loudest in the room by far. It's Tifa. She was crying, singing, twerking, crying, singing. I ain't never seen no a day in my life. But we all laughing because we like, what the hell is Tifa doing? What is going on? And my sister like, yeah, that's Tifa. Keyshia like, yeah, that's Tifa. Robert and Keyshia are talking. My grandmother and my aunt are talking. It was like, I don't know. It felt like I was a part of a family, and it felt so good, and it felt so necessary for my spirit, and it almost like got me to tears in a way. Once Keyshia got there, she was like, did everybody eat? Are y'all full? Are y'all hungry? What's going on? I was like, I can eat. I can eat, baby. You asking the right questions now, sister. She's like, okay, well, let's go up to the street and go get something to eat. So we all get in the car. Me, Tifa, my brother, and my mama, we get in the car. Her security was in the car outside, too. He was outside for a long, long time. So we get in the car and we go to the, I think it was McDonald's. I really don't know. I don't know. We get us some food. We come back. It was almost like I was actually with my family. Like, oh my God. Tifa was next to me. We was hugging. We was crying. My brother was next to me. He's in the front seat. We all talking. We chilling. We vibing. Like, what is really, what is going on? It gets late. Keisha's like, I gotta go because I gotta get prepared to go to the next city to do my next thing. Girl, bye. You gotta go. Peace. I gotta go because I got to go to work too. You know, we all share personal conversations. I'm not gonna share that because I remember, but it's very like, for me, it's sentimental. But we all got to be together, and not all of us, but like I got to meet some of my siblings, and I got to meet a part of my family, right? Well, I ended up going to my sister's house specifically this night, and I called my friend. Her name is Kairani. I called Kairani. I was like, hey, do you want to go to my sister's house? She said, absolutely. So we went to my sister's house. It was a whole thing. Now, when I say my sister's house, this is on my adopted side of my family, and it's Brina, the one that y'all see on TikTok all the time. I didn't tell my sister what I did that night. I didn't tell nobody that night specifically because I didn't want to get in trouble. Because remember what my mama said to me about if I was to ever talk or be around them people? Yeah, she would, yeah, I ain't want no part. Now, I get home the next day. After I go to work, I get home and my mom has some questions. asked me, what did I do last night? And I'm like, oh, I just went out with some friends and I went to work. She's like, no, like, where were you last night? And at this point, I started panicking because I'm looking around. I'm trying to think, like, in my head, how many possible scenarios could she have? What can I go through in my head to figure out how she would know where the at? Because I don't know how she would know, because I don't have a phone and she don't have social media. My mom didn't have social media, so how she know? Before I even get into how she found out, let me tell you how she found out. So number one, my sister is all over social media. She had like 3-4 pages at the time, right? On my adopted side of my family. She followed my friends, right? I took a picture. Remember I told you me and Keyshia was taking pictures together and all of us was taking pictures together and all my brothers and sisters, we had pictures together? Yeah. Somebody sent them to me, so I sent them to her. Yeah, and then she posted them on Facebook. And my sister seen it and she told my mama. Stupid, right? Oh, my mother asked me, hey, where were you last night? And I'm like, I was with my friends, I told you. She said, I asked you, where were you? And I was like, oh, you're asking me like location? Oh, I was in Berkeley, you know, with Kairani. And yeah, I don't even know what I came up with, honestly. But I know I said I was with Kairani. I know I said I was with Berkeley. She was like, I don't like that you're lying to me. I'm going to ask you one more time and you're going to tell me the truth. Where were you? I said, we went to a show. She said, whose show did you go to? And I don't know why my stupid this. And I remember this from, I said Beyonce. She said, you wasn't at no Beyonce concert. You went and you saw your sister. And immediately I'm like, ooh, yeah. I was like, the tickets were gifted, and me and Kairani went. She's like, no, you didn't, because you took pictures with her, and Kairani wasn't in not near one picture. I said, oh, she didn't want to be in them. She's like, no, because you took pictures with your aunt. I have the pictures right here. She said, and then I caught you with pictures with Frankie. I was like, yeah. Do you know right now I can call the police because you are in a closed adoption. You are a minor. I can call the police right now and I can have her locked up in jail right now because she's not supposed to have contact with you. Like, how am I supposed to know that? How am I supposed to know that? And she was like, I told you, you don't have contact with them. They contact me. If they don't contact me, you don't contact them. And now I'm crying because I'm like, yo, like, why are you being like this? Like, chill out. Like, I get it, but chill out. Like, come on. And she's like, no, like, it's no chill. You either respect my rules or you will get out of my house, because I don't think that you understand how much disrespect you just did me. Like, I didn't disrespect you. I gave you respect the whole entire time I was there. And she's like, no, you didn't respect my wishes. I told you not to go, and I told you what to do, and I told you how it should be, and you did not listen. That means you don't care about me. I'm like, I do care about you. Are you listening to me? She said, well, if you don't listen to me, you can get out. I said, okay, all right. If you want me to get out, baby, don't worry about that. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I'll pack my bag. My mom is now telling me to get out of the apartment because, again, she told me if I speak to those people when I don't have the permission to by myself, that I need to listen to her rules or I need to get out. And that's what I did. Now, at this time, my mother is very sick. She has a thyroid condition. She has a walker. She can't really do much. She really can't drive. My sister is helping her go to different appointments and things like that. It's a very rough time. Like, it's been 2 to 3 years since my mom has lost her home. She hasn't been able to recoup, get better. Everything is going downhill. It's getting worse. So I can understand the heightened emotion around, like, why are you doing this? I didn't necessarily feel like I did anything to slight or wrong my mother, but at the same time, I understood that she had a rule and I didn't listen to her rules. I was also being a little rebellious to the fact that I knew that I wanted to meet my family, but I also loved my mom and I wanted to respect her wishes. But in that moment, I was fed up. I got tired of people telling me what to do. I got tired of people telling me what my life needed to look like. I got tired of people telling me I didn't look or sound or feel or understand them because I was different. I got tired. So I wanted to fit in where I thought that I needed to be. So I left. I packed my things and I left. I called my aunt and I told her, hey, can I come stay with you for a little while? She said yes. So my friend Vania dropped me all the way off from Fairfield to Stockton at my Aunt BB's house. Now, I stayed with my aunt for about 3 to 4 months before I decided to come back to Fairfield. The reason I ended up coming back to Fairfield in the first place is because me and my ex got back together. This next part is very emotional for me, and I want you to really listen, and I want you to hear me because it's very hard for me to talk about this. There is a lot of traumatizing things that come next. Now, my aunt had the house in Stockton. She had a 4-bedroom home. So my aunt and her husband lived in one room. My cousin Ajane lived in another room. My cousin Leslie and her husband lived in one room, and their boys lived in another room. So I slept on the floor in it was like a living room at the top, but it was on the second floor, which I loved. I appreciated so much because, again, me and my mom weren't seeing eye to eye, and it was very hard because I didn't want to leave, but my mom basically said she didn't want me there, so I left. Now, my aunt ran recovery homes. She had 2 homes. She had a woman's home and a men's home. Both of these homes had recovering addicts. She had people that were trying to get closer to Christ because, again, my aunt was a pastor, and her whole goal in life was to help people get from off the streets and doing drugs and into the church so that they can get their life together. And I commend it. Baby, that was something I loved that my aunt did because at the end of the day, she understood that our family had a drug problem, and she understood that her closest loved ones had a drug problem. So she wanted to do her job or something from God, able to help these people get their lives together, right? And it's commendable. So my aunt was like, I don't feel comfortable with you just laying on the floor in here. You know, I really feel like you deserve to have like a room, a bed, something, anything. So she was like, how about we go check one of the homes out? You know, we have a room there. I feel like you can stay in there. And I'm like, absolutely. Baby, I can get my life together. Like, I know that I'm not going to school right now. I know I'm not doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing right now. But if I can get like a stable place out here, and then I can go to school and I can get a job, I can actually do something as a young, well, I'm not an adult yet because, again, I'm 16. But I can actually help and get my life together to where I need to be. Now, we go to the men's home, and the men's home has 3 bedrooms. One of them is not taken, but it doesn't have anything in it. Like, it needs a bed, it needs a full setup. It didn't have anything in it. The other 2 were occupied. I can't remember the guy's name. It was a white guy, and there was another guy who I won't name because he's in jail, and that's another story. It's not my story to tell. I believe he got out. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Again, it's not my story. And then she had 2 couches, a TV, it was a kitchen. It was a really nice setup. And she was like, this can be your room. She was like, I'm thinking like so that you can get comfortable for tonight. Like, you can go stay at the house and everything will be great. She said, and then your Uncle Lonzo is coming. Now, your Uncle Lonzo, you've never met him before, but he wants to come stay here. He's going to be, you know, paying some rent as well. He'll be staying here from time to time, but I really want to help your Uncle Lonzo get off the street. Dude, I knew nothing about Uncle Lonzo. I didn't know. I've never seen him, never heard him. This is the first time of me hearing the name Lonzo, Uncle Lonzo, anything like that, right? So she leaves me there, and she's like, I'm going to come back, and then me and you are going to go back to the house and get some of your things since you feel like you want to stay here, right? And I was like, absolutely. I don't have a problem with it. Like, I want to get comfortable and stay here and, you know, see what it's like. Absolutely. I don't have a problem with sleeping on a couch either. Absolutely. You know? Now, my aunt comes back, and she brings Uncle Lonzo. The best way that I can describe Uncle Lonzo is the Pinky from Friday After Next. It's Pinky. That's Uncle Lonzo to the T. Mother is loud. This mother is crazy. This mother don't give a about nothing. I'm talking about the most otherworldly out this. Mind you, I've never met him before. So my aunt is like, Uncle, this your Uncle Lonzo, this your nephew. And he's like, nephew? Which one? And I'm like, oh, I'm the baby. You like, you Frankie baby? I'm like, yeah, I'm Frankie baby. He's like, all right, cool. At this point, you got to remember, I'm starting to like freak out because I'm like, is he staying here? Because he smelled like a 40 and a guy Newport 100 that was smoked 2 minutes ago. I don't really like that. My aunt is like, hey, come on, we're gonna go to the house to go get some of your clothes, and we're gonna leave your Uncle Lonzo here, and we'll come back and we'll, you know, hang out for a bit, and then we'll leave you here, and then I gotta go somewhere else. Completely fine, absolutely. So we go to the house, I pick up some stuff, I say bye to my cousins, I'm like, oh, I'm going to the other house. They're like, oh my God, look at you, yada, yada, yada. Congratulations, you got a little room, you'll be getting your life together. I'm like, absolutely. We go to the other house, my aunt drops me off. She's like, if you need anything, call me, you got my number. I'll be back here in the morning to come get you. We'll go get breakfast, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, all right, cool, love you, see you later. My Uncle Lonzo, he's in the kitchen doing whatever he's doing, and I'm like, okay, I'm not really gonna interact a little bit because it just seems like he's off his I don't want no parts of that. Around 10:30, I get tired. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to sleep. So I put all of my stuff. There was a cabinet by the front door that was behind the couches. So it was like not really like a big cabinet, but it was like a long cabinet. So I put my backpack, because I had my backpack and I had another bag. I put my backpack and I put my other bag underneath there. And she gave me a blanket and then a pillow and a pajama set. So I changed into my pajama set. I got my pillow. I got my blanket. I went to lay down. Around 12 in the morning, maybe 12:30 in the morning. I don't know, the energy for me, I was asleep, but something just like told me to wake up. And like I my eyes were like hella heavy because I'm like, ooh, because we have been out all fuck. I lean up just a little bit because I'm just like, let me reposition myself. And he is on his knees, sitting next to me because I'm laying flat on the couch. I lay on my back. Don't worry about that. That's what it is. I'm laying on my back, so I sit up a little bit, and he has his hand on my private area. Mind you, I immediately flipped the around. I'm like, what the you doing? Get the off me, you nigga. He immediately gets up and put his hands around my he's like, you shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing, nigga. Now I'm crying. Now I'm in tears. Now I don't know what the fuck to do because I'm like, this finna kill me. I don't even know him. Like, is this even my real uncle? Like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on. Now he's choking me and I'm like, I can't fucking breathe. So I punch him in his fucking stomach and he falls back. And he's like, yeah, you gonna hit me? Oh, I'm finna kill you. Run to the bathroom. I lock myself in the fucking bathroom and I call my aunt. I'm like, please come pick me up. Please come pick me up. Please come pick me up. He's not banging on the door. He's not being loud. He's not saying anything. There is no words, no interactions, no nothing. I'm in the bathroom. I locked. I cried. I'm crying. I'm on the phone with my aunt and she's like, I'm on my way. I'll be there in a minute. What happened? Tell me what happened. So my aunt comes to the house. When she walks in, I don't know what she sees. I don't know what they say to each other. I don't even know if they have a conversation. But I do know she's banging on the door and she's like, open the door, open the door, open the door. I love you. Please come out. And I'm like, I'm not coming out if I see him. If I see Lonzo, I'm not coming out. She said, okay, we're going to put him in the room. And then when you come out, we'll just walk out the house fast. So she puts him in the room. She comes back. She knocks on the door and she's like, okay, he's in the room. So I open the door with my head down. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about it right now. Can we just go? I'm crying, like sobbing. I've never in my life had no shit happen to me like that, like ever. We get in the car and she's like, please tell me, please nephew, just tell me what happened. I said, I don't want to talk about it. We can talk about this in the morning. I don't want to talk about this right now. I just want to go to sleep. We get to the house. I go to the living room that I have been sleeping in before and I went to sleep and my aunt was there on the other side because it was two couches, one couch on the right, one couch on the left. I slept on the smaller couch and when I woke up, I seen her on the bigger couch because I think she was just worried about me and trying to worry about what was going on and trying to figure it out. So I wake up and my movement wakes her up and she's like, nephew, what happened? Please tell me what happened. I need us to understand what happened last night because why were you frantic? And I'm at this point now I'm back in tears. I don't want to get emotional. Back in tears and I'm like, it's hard for me to talk about it because I really didn't want to tell her because I don't know who he is to her. Like I get like that's your brother, but I don't know how close they are. So I'm like, I don't want to tell you what your brother just did to me, but I also need to tell you because I don't know what to do. My cousin Leslie, she comes out the room and she's like, what happened? Why were you so frantic? Like what was going on? All right, I was asleep. And then when I woke up in the middle of the night, Uncle Lonzo had his hands on my private parts.
Tough News TV, we out.